Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Adam. You're watching Unlimited Options Investing. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Jeremy Lefebvre, aka Financial Education, the YouTube channel. He has a public stock portfolio, and I'm going to be grading the individual stocks. I'm a big fan of Jeremy's. I've been watching him since I first started getting into the stock market. He was one of the first YouTube channels that I watched consistently, as he teaches you how to stock market invest properly without doing stupid pump and dumps and all that nonsense. He teaches you the fundamentals of companies and what metrics to look at when you're trying to evaluate a company and trying to hold for the long term instead of looking for the breadcrumbs or the short-term gains. So before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hit that subscribe button here at Unlimited Options Investing. We talk everything from stocks, crypto, options, ETFs, all of it, and we're investing for the long term as well. As always, smash that like button and let's get started. All right, starting off with our grading system. So S being the top tier, the best possible investment that you can hold for 10 years, and then it's a high conviction stock. You leave it in the filing cabinet, and then you open it up in 10 years, and it's much, much, much higher because of excellent management, balance sheet, and secular tailwinds. A, just one notch down, a great investment, but maybe a knock here or there for whatever reason, but overall, very, very good. B, the next notch down, which is just, it's a good investment. There are probably better places to put your capital, but again, not bad, but you could do better. And if it scores C, then it's essentially, Jeremy, why are you holding a stock? Or your money could be better used somewhere else. So we'll see if any of the stocks get there first, and then we'll go from there as well. They're also going to be in order. So I'll have like a few companies in the A class or the S class or whatever, and then the first company will be the best one of that class, and then it's in chronological order. All right, so looking at Jeremy's portfolio. So he posted this last week on September 22nd. It has $1.67 million, which is very, very impressive. And this is just one of his many accounts. So number one stock in market cap that he has is Tesla. So the first thing off the bat is he almost has 1/3 of the portfolio in Tesla. And the main reason for that is he just bought shares and never sold them, and they just appreciated to that price. As you can see here, it went up 1,552%, which is a home run and a half. And right off the bat, right now, I'm going to tell you guys, this is going to be the number one stock. I am a big, big, big Tesla bull myself as well. When you're investing in Tesla, you're investing in Elon Musk. They've been profitable for a few years now. There were some scares in the past of going bankrupt, and there are so many problems that they had to endure over the last 10 years. Scaling the business, creating all the gigafactories, battery technology, so on and so forth. Tesla is first in market for a revolutionary product, which is the electric vehicle. And they are miles and miles, pun intended, when it comes to everything, when it comes to EVs, technology, full self-driving. They aren't just a car company or an energy company. As Elon said, Tesla will be known as an AI company in the future, which speaks volumes to the tailwind. All right, the next stock on the list is Tattooed Chef, ticker symbol TTCF. He has $239,000 of the $1.6 million portfolio, which is about 15% or so. And I know right now that Jeremy believes that this is going to be his next absolute home run stock, his next Tesla. He thinks it'll even do better than Tesla. It's his highest conviction stock at the moment at these prices, while it trades below the $20 mark. And I think Tattooed Chef is an interesting business. It's a plant-based food company. They have a bunch of freezer items, as well as they're expanding into different areas of the grocery store. And you can see here cauliflower mac and cheese, cauliflower pizza bowl, acai bowl, enchilada bowl. It all looks really good. And my first thought when it comes to Tattooed Chef is Jeremy revenge trading, him not holding onto Monster Energy all those years ago? Or perhaps he learned a lesson from that, and maybe that lesson holds merit. I'm not sure yet. The company is growing at a rapid pace as well as innovating, and he believes it's going to be in the S&P 500 sooner or later, and Wall Street is going to pick up all over it. In terms of grades, I'm going to be giving Tattooed Chef a solid B, B+. All right, next up he has Corsair Gaming, ticker symbol Corsair. He has $189,000 of the $1.67 million portfolio. Hardware and software company that offer high quality products. It's a play on video gaming and streaming, which have high tailwinds into the future. But the one thing specifically that Jeremy loves about Corsair is its valuation. He believes it's unbelievably undervalued, and he has some merit to that. And Corsair is just not getting the respect it deserves on Wall Street. At a $2.62 billion valuation, at a forward PE of 14.62, and price to sales at 1.3. And I agree with Jeremy. I do believe that it's undervalued and a disrespected stock, and over time, maybe in the next year or two, it most likely will be up than down, and it's a decent place to have your money at the time. I'm going to put it in the A category. All right, next up on the list, he has Revolve, ticker symbol RVLV. It trades just under about $70. Similar to Tesla, this is also another position where I think it also grew into a large one just because he has such a small cost basis at about 1186, and he's essentially up 6x on his initial investment. And they are a retail company that sells designer clothing brands, designer apparel, shoes, accessories, and they do a lot of their marketing through social media, specifically Instagram, which they have a very large following. It is a growth stock, and if he's holding it for the long term, it'll probably do fine. However, getting 7x or 6x on your investment within 1 year, I would probably take a decent chunk of profits. So although he's done very well on his investment so far, I'm kind of grading the stock as of right now whether I would hold it today. And at these prices, I honestly probably wouldn't, so I'm also going to give it a B as well. If it did pull back though, this probably would get an upgrade just based on a cheaper entry point and risk reward for gains in the future. All right, next up he has Facebook stock, one of the big FANG stocks. Trades over $300 right now. It's about $350 after the big pullback in the NASDAQ over the last week and a half or so. And Facebook is a mammoth beast of a company trading for just under $1 trillion, as well as their balance sheet is pristine, virtually no debt on their balance sheet. I know there's a lot of risks in terms of antitrust and regulations. However, again, they're too big to fail. They're going to get through it. They have cash. They're in the same problem that a bunch of the other FANG stocks are in as well. It is a risk, but not one I'm that afraid of as well. And Jeremy's always said that Facebook's been an easy money stock with a price target over the next 3 to 5 years at about $500, and I tend to agree with it. In a few years, that would put Facebook at about $2 trillion, which would make sense. All right, next up we have Skyworks Solutions, ticker symbol SWKS, which currently trades around $170 these days. It makes up about $112,000 of his $1.6 million portfolio. And I love Skyworks Solutions. It's one of my favorite companies. It is an excellent way, in my opinion, to play the 5G revolution, and the best pure play to play 5G, as they make the microchips that go into several different 5G devices, and that is expanding very rapidly and exponentially all over the world. The stock is pretty fairly valued even at these prices, at a forward PE level of about 14.93. It pays a 1.3% dividend, a flawless balance sheet, secular tailwinds. It's an excellent company. I think it's an excellent place to leave your money over the next 5 to 10 years. Skyworks Solutions gets an S behind Facebook, in my opinion. All right, next up we have Dropbox stock, ticker symbol DBX. It trades for about $30 these days, and it makes up about $76,000 of the $1.6 million portfolio. Now these positions are getting a lot smaller, and I would have thought that this position would have been much bigger, as Jeremy had been talking about Dropbox all of the end of 2020. And they are a cloud storage company, and they get a lot of their revenue from subscription models and trying to incorporate their business into enterprise softwares. I've actually been using Dropbox myself over the last decade since I was in high school. And ever since Jeremy started talking about Dropbox last year, I started to notice how many people around me actually use the service as well. But as of last year, they were predicting, I think, $1 billion of cash flow over the next 5 years or something. And I know Dropbox gets a lot of hate because there are bigger companies out there like Google and Microsoft that offer similar services. But they do have a sticky subscription model, and they are growing, and the pie is large. And as long as they get a slice of that pie, then they're growing, right? They're making that money, they're producing that free cash flow, and that's all you want when you're investing, right? And for those reasons, I give Dropbox an A right next to Corsair. They could be interswitched. They're both very close. I think it's a pretty good investment over the next 5 years. All right, next up we have Planet 13 Holdings, ticker symbol PLNHF. It still trades over the counter, and it entered penny stock status again, as it's now under $5 again, trading at about $4.50. It makes up about $45,000 worth of his portfolio, which I honestly thought it would make more of, but however, I think, again, he has more in his private accounts, and they are an MJ company, and they have superstores in both Vegas and California, with plans of expanding. And in terms of MJ companies, I think it'll do very, very well relative to its peers, as they have a solid business plan, and they have a fan base, and they're building a brand, and that's one of the most powerful things in business. And I know you're comparing apples to weeds here, but Apple, for example, like, look at the brand that they've created and the loyalty that they have now and the amount of consumers they have. So, I don't think Planet will be on the same level as Apple, obviously, but I think they have that power of creating a brand and having people, show up. And when you go to Vegas, what do? You go to the Planet store. When you go to California, I know that's a newer store. Once it grows and people start to recognize it, people go to Cali, what are they going to do? They're going to go to Planet 13. So I do think Planet does have a lot of potential over the long term, although it is more speculative than any of the stocks we've talked about so far, maybe Revolve as well. So where Corsair and Dropbox are solid A's, I give Planet 13 a solid A-. All right, next up we have Upwork, ticker symbol UPWK, and he has about $42,000 worth of the $1.6 million, and I don't really understand why He has so many smaller positions. Upwork is a freelance platform. It's done very well over the last year, ever since the pandemic, as again, people are working from home and not working the typical 9-to-5 jobs. And again, this is a very good secular tailwind over the next 10 years. You can see the freelance economy really growing as people have changed over the last year and a half in their career choices and their lifestyle choices. So there is a lot of upside when it comes to Upwork, although it has ran up a lot. It's only about a $6 billion valuation. Unlike Fiverr, its main competitor, which is trading at about $7 billion. So with that, I give it a solid B+, right behind Tattooed Chef, maybe between Revolve and Tattooed Chef. All right, next up we have the Honest Company, ticker symbol HNST. It trades for just under $11 and makes up just shy of $40,000 in the account. I believe this is a new position for him, as I think he's having a baby soon. So I think as a result, he's been more interested in this kind of topic. And the Honest Company is a consumer goods company, and they make a lot of natural products for babies, as well as a beauty store, and brings innovative formulas for beauty and baby products. And not to mention, it was co-founded by Jessica Alba, who is a rock star in the celebrity world, which will bring a lot of attention to this company. Otherwise, I haven't really done that much research on the company, so I can't give it a fair grade at the moment, but I do like what I see. It does have a lot of potential over the next few years. Jeremy does think this will be a $30 to $40 stock, as people will still be needing their products regardless of the economic conditions. I'm going to be leaving it on the right for now until I can give it a proper grade in the future. All right, next up we have Avant Brands, ticker symbol AVTBF. It trades over the counter, but on the Toronto Stock Exchange, it trades under AVNT. It trades for about 40 cents US and makes up about $30,000 of his portfolio. And this one's a little bit of a head scratcher, and this one's probably going to make it into the C category, as it just isn't Jeremy. Like, it's a very odd stock pick. It's an MJ company. They make premium MJ, and I don't know. It's not what I would expect. I mean, again, like if he hits a home run, then that's great. But it's not really what I'm looking for when I'm watching Jeremy and his investments. It's not his forte. It's not his expertise. His area of expertise isn't penny stocks. I mean, he might hit a home run with it, and then I could be completely wrong. But I'm very skeptical on it. I'm going to give him a C on this one. And second last on the list, we have Elf Beauty, ticker symbol ELF. Trades for about $30. It makes about $30,000 of his portfolio. So just like Avant Brands and Honest, again, they're not that much of the entire portfolio. Again, he has a very low cost basis. And at this point, again, like, is it worth holding in your portfolio, or is that $30,000 better at just buying more shares of whatever, Facebook, Skyworks, Dropbox, whatever, when they go on sales? And a lot of viewers on YouTube who watch his content look at Elf Beauty, and they're males, so they don't really care to look and invest in it, but it does have some upside. But again, just because he got it at a low cost basis, I think is the reason why he's still holding it right now. So I'm also going to be giving Elf a B as well. All right, and the last company in the smallest position is Cirrus Logic, ticker symbol CRUS. It trades for about $85 a share and makes up about $17,000 of the $1.67 million portfolio. And I don't know why he really has this position of 200 shares at a cost basis of $35, but whatever. It's a semiconductor company that specializes in the audio functions of many different devices. And it's a pretty undervalued company as well, trading at a forward PE of 15.5 and market cap under $5 billion at $4.93 billion. A lot of secular tailwinds in their favors. They're doing very well for themselves. But the main huge risk with Cirrus Logic is that they get 80% of their revenue from Apple. And you'll hear that wherever you're looking at Cirrus Logic, they'll always say the biggest risk is they get so much revenue from one source. There's no reason to believe that Apple and Cirrus Logic will cut their relationships. It's just, again, Jeremy, what's the point of holding such a small position with such a risk when you could just eliminate the bottom 3 or 4 of the 5 of these companies or whatever and just allocate them all and concentrate more? But again, I mean, diversity is fine, but it's just odd. And I really don't know where to put Cirrus Logic as a result of that. So I'm also going to give it a B- because the risk is so heavy, even though it'll probably do fine until it doesn't. And that's what scares me. And I wouldn't want to put marbles in that basket. It's just why. There's other places to put my money in the stock market. And that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my grades, and if you agree or disagree, let me know what you guys think. As always, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.